Let's bring in Pennsylvania Congressman Dan Meuser. He also is a member of the House Financial Services Committee. Congressman, I want to get your thoughts, because if you look at some of these responses to this consumer confidence number, and we did see a meaningful drop here. People are really, it's prices in general when they write in their answers. Oil and gas is number one. We're going to get into that. But they also talk about a war, food prices, and concerns about their jobs. What are you hearing from your constituents?
Well, fortunately, I have constituents, and good morning, Cheryl, that have a good understanding of what the president's trying to accomplish. And the economy itself, and I know sometimes in sectors where it's not doing so well, or individuals don't necessarily like hearing this, but the data behind the economy as far as real inflation versus wages, small business growth, our GDP growth, our minimalization of tariff deficits, the type of CapEx investment that's taking place within businesses. There's a lot of good things happening. Added production, like natural gas prices, for instance, are way down. Yet, of course, gasoline at the pump is up significantly. And one of the problems there is, of course, I mean, it's all related to Iran. Our production is higher than ever. We're producing more oil and energy than ever before. Even our coal production, we had Chris Wright up in Pennsylvania looking at our coal production, which accounts for 17% of our electricity bills. But the uncertainty around Iran is what's keeping the price at the pump high. At $84, $85 barrel of oil should equate to about $3.35 gas at the pump, not the $4.25 it is today. So we think we can stabilize things in relatively short order, and I hope people see that and realize that, of course, when the midterms come around.
Well, that's my question, and I've been asking you and your colleagues this, is, you know, the messaging. How do you communicate come November? Not just, I mean, it's about voter turnout. It's also about President Trump's endorsements, to be clear here. I mean, he had a win with Darlene Graham last night in South Carolina, his gubernatorial pick in Oklahoma, a win. I mean, we're seeing that his voice, his support makes a difference. So talk about that, because you've got this midterm convention in Dallas next month. You've got, you know, so many issues with the economy, but yet Americans are saying that they're pessimistic. How do you turn that around? The Trump accounts, et cetera, the big, beautiful bill, all the benefits of that. Where is that messaging?
Well, we got to be effective, obviously. We're sort of data-driven, but we're reality-driven behind the true sense of where inflation is. When wages are higher than what the inflation levels are, people have more money in their pockets. Certainly, the tax returns were significant. And the reality of the situation is 18 months into Joe Biden's term, inflation was cumulative up 14.5%, and under President Trump, it's barely 4%, 4.2% cumulative over the 18-month period. So we need to be more effective. We got to get things done. We have an agenda here in September. You know, we're getting back into Washington. It's true. Most people, you know, trust in what President Trump will do, and it's about strong national security. It's about energy production. It's about border security. It's about economic growth. And it's about common sense solutions, which we see on the other side are not just nonsensical from the left, but crazy. So we got common sense versus crazy, and hopefully that message gets through.
You mentioned this a moment ago, but obviously the Trump administration's been pushing American energy production. And earlier this week, you were with Energy Secretary Wright, and you were on a tour of an anthracite coal mine power station in Pennsylvania. Talk about this and tell us more about this tour that you took with him.
Well, it's coal country, a good portion of my district, and Chris Wright has been up a couple of times. I mean, he's a fantastic energy secretary. He's incredibly knowledgeable on nuclear, on everything below and everything above. And he's all about industrialization. This is about the power, the actual energy, the fuel behind industrialization of Pennsylvania and of our country, adding lower costs to utility bills. And so it was really a great. He's an inspiring guy, and he's all about the truth behind where we can go with our domestic energy, even exports. We talked quite a bit about that, which would be meaningful in the end. But first and foremost, it's always, it's definitely America first. But it was great having him see. And we're doing a lot of reclamation. We have some coal companies up in Pennsylvania that, along with developing their cogeneration plants, we're doing a tremendous amount of reclamation from years past. So he's all about that. He's an environmentalist as well.
Well, it's good to see Pennsylvania doing so well economically. To be clear, and coal obviously is a big piece of that. Let's talk about you're going back to work. The House of Representatives returns to Washington next week. You're going to have 16 legislative days to pass the president's agenda before the midterms, Congressman. So what do you think that you can get done?
Well, what we must get done, first off, is a budget resolution, so as we can pass our reconciliation. That's a tall order. I would say that's pretty much number one, with the possible exception of the continued resolution, the CR, which the Senate just added a week to, so that shouldn't be a big deal for the House to pass. It'll now go to, I think, December 11th as opposed to December 8th. So we got to get that done. We have the Clarity Bill, which is frankly very important to banks and the overall financial services industry, and to certainly many investors out there. And we also have the Stock Traders Act, which I think we can get done in September, which will help build trust and set more stricter rules on congressional stock investments. So I'm all for all of those, and I think we can get those done.
All right. Well, we're looking forward to everyone coming back from vacation. It's good to see you. I wouldn't say vacation. You've been busy, but it's always you've been working.
That's
I know,
right.
Congressman Meuser. It's always good to see you.
Yeah, it's a district work week. Exactly.